Start a little bit more.
When we're live, good morning. How are you, Storage Wars? Talk to us, Jimmy.
Storage Wars. I don't think we're talking about when they crack open a big chest on those American TV shows and they bid for the locker. What are we talking about, Mark?
Northern beaches, renting them, selling them, buying them, leasing them as a landlord, as a tenant.
Yeah.
It's a new market. It's a big market. It's a lucrative market. And you reckon there's a couple of hooks in there, do you?
Well, there's lots of things that you have to be wary from because there are quite a few things that you have to consider when you are buying or renting storage. So it's not just as much as price and size, it's location, it's the floor of the building that you're on. All these accessibility things are quite huge. So what would you have to say on storage at the moment, Mark?
All right. So what are the myths that we're going to talk about? The myths that so you're obviously dealing with tenants and buyers. I'm dealing with the tenants and buyers. What are the myths that you get on storage?
Myths that I get on storage. I've heard some funny ones lately. We have quite a few different storage in our portfolio. People going to one of the franchises, one of the more reputable places like a Hallmark or something like along the lines of that, or Storage Kings.
Yep.
And they've done everything online. It all looks good. And then they get there and they're on the top floor in the back corner and they're paying the same rate as someone who's right next to the front door.
Okay, so accessibility, if you are renting storage, if it is on the ground floor, you're paying almost double, hey?
Yeah, it seems that way.
Whether you can get a vehicle, okay, pay for the storage unit. So if you can back the vehicle or up to the storage unit of your own storage unit, you're going to pay a little bit more. If you're going to be forced to get out of the car, park your car, put it on a trolley, walk into the facility, put it into a lift, go up to the lift and go to the back of the facility, you're going to pay more.
Doesn't sound very convenient, does it? Let's face it.
No.
And that's the whole point of it, is it not? To have convenient storage, easy accessibility away from home.
Okay, so now something that people should be aware of with storage is you actually are buying it or renting it by the cubic meter. Can you explain that, Jimmy?
Cubic meter. So when you talk about meters squared, when you're talking about any form of land or whatever it might be you're measuring, you've got your two measurements, you've got your width and you've got your length. Cubic, you've got your height as well. So you might have, for example, across the road at Maramba Road, we've got storage that's got 3 meters height. So that adds to the cubic volume quite heavily.
So how much do people, what are people storing? This is a good one. What the hell are people storing?
I don't know, Mark. We should ask them. We should put some surveys out there.
Because it's really interesting, some of the stuff that we see that people are using. Now, why aren't people still storing in their own homes?
Well, look, everyone's got their own reasons, haven't they? But a lot of people hoard. A lot of people might be their wives telling them they need to get rid of their shit. You know, there could be a million different reasons. But
for a better marriage, you say?
It could be. I could think it's. I don't know. You tell me this. It could be pulling weight on your marriage. Things like that. Maybe you don't ever want to throw out something you bought 30 years ago, Mark, and Lisa going nuts on you. I don't know. Is that something relevant?
Yep. I think sometimes toys, guys and girls have toys, cars, bikes, trailers, whatever that may be, that are problematic, that are around the home in areas that are just purely inconvenient. So people can set them aside, pay a little bit for them, clean up your home. Businesses where for storage.
Yeah.
So sometimes per square meter, what you're paying in your office is exorbitant. Mm-hmm. And to move out the filing or to move out certain items into a storage facility, because every office needs storage, but you don't need to pay storage rate like retail rates for your storage. You may as well just have them in a facility.
That's right. Well, that's it. COVID, we've seen all sorts of people who've had to chop and change, and one of the particular demographic or markets has been offices that have had to relocate or shut up shop during COVID.
Yep.
So, but it's not something you can't Tetris office furniture, can you?
No, no, it's true. Now, tell me, we're selling storage at the moment. How much are people paying for them, and what types of people are buying storage?
Yep, good question. So I think there's a couple different places that we're doing a lot of business at, and they're going, obviously they're talking per square meter here, not per cubic, but they're going about 5,500 to 6,500 per square meter if you want to buy a storage facility. So what's that? 20 square meters is about 100, 100K, 110K. So you're selling them from everything from 100K up to nearly 500 grand, depending on how much space people need. And they can be tradies. They could, they're every industry under the sun has a different use for them. So, Mark, can you see that? I'm just getting up the old graph.
Okay. So this is the bit of a myth buster that we wanted to share with you on storage, because people traditionally think that when you buy storage, it's a waste of your money buying storage because it won't go up in value like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom unit or a 3-4 bedroom house. So we put this together, which shows people that have purchased storage and the year they purchased and the recent sales of people that have sold storage. So we've got two reputable, like almost 80 to 100 facilities where people have bought in and now they've sold. So you can see the far right-hand column. That's what the people have actually made once they've sold it. It's not including rental income that they've taken along the way, which we'll talk about in a second. It's purely what they bought it for, what they sold it for, and the percentage difference. So what was that?
Capital growth. That's what we all want to hear about.
We all love it. So you can see that there's people that bought little ones, 21 meters squared, made money. People that have bought bigger ones, 25 meters squared, made money. Just so people know, a typical garage sits at around 14 meters squared. So a garage for a car, just a reference sizing for storage, sits at about 14 meters squared. So when you've got a 27 meters squared, you're almost getting a double garage size of storage.
Yeah, well, there we go. It's let's use a comparison. 25 we've got for Ethel, purchased in 2016 for $113,000, sold 4.5 years later, or 4 years and 3 months later for 160.
By Novak.
By Novak. Was that just a happy coincidence that was one of your potential sales? Or are they all?
So 46% capital growth.
It's huge. Over 3.5.
And a bit of background on the and then a bit of background on the guy who owned it was a car enthusiast, had a car hoist, car jack, had all his tools in there. Guy that bought it, same sort of cat. So there was two styles of people that it suited both of them. Now, interesting enough, the guy who sold, guess what he did with the money?
Reinvested.
He bought another storage unit. So I sold him one.
Same building or elsewhere?
In the vault in DY.
So he made the move from Ethel to the vault.
Yep. So he wanted to now get 4 cars. So he bought something a little bit more in money, and there's a good deal for everyone.
Now, you can also buy, so you don't have to pay cold hard cash for your storage, do you? If you want to buy it, you can also use your super, can't you, Mark?
Yeah, look, it's you speak to your accountant, because I got whipped last time on Facebook. I mentioned this. I got spanked, and I gave up defending myself. I was like, I'm just going to take this post down because this is getting ridiculous. But yeah, look, if you do have superannuation, self-managed fund can buy storage as an investment. Now, bearing that in mind, it doesn't have to be just your money in your super. You can connect it to anyone to anyone. So you can say you and your wife, you and your brother-in-law can start, your brother-in-law's got 70 grand, you've got 50 grand, you buy a super together you buy a storage unit together for 120 as an investment.
Yeah, right. Okay. So that opens doors for business partners, all sorts of people who are in the need of it.
And I think a lot of people have sometimes lazy super or lazy money, where they just think they absolutely cannot do anything. If you do park it in super, we've just shown you some examples of how much what sort of capital growth people have made out of them. Now, what would you rent? Those ones that we're talking about. So, for instance, Ethel Street, we're doing a deal at the moment on one which is circa 125K to 135K. What would you typically rent something like that for? What percentage rental return and what per week are you getting for it?
Interesting. So for that it's very competitive, first of all. There's storage everywhere. So every single competitor is having to work their best prices out. But for a space like that, it depends very much on your landlord, but you go $100 a week, you might go $120 a week. You could even push even further than that. So you might get 150, including GST, for example. So I don't really think there's a specific, this is what you're going to get. You might have a different answer to me than that, but yeah, you're making good returns. So if you're getting 100 a week on $125,000 investment,
4.5%, 4%, not bad.
Not bad at all.
But you know what a nice thing about owning a storage unit as an investment is you're not doing carpet, paint, light fittings, electrical, plumber, kitchens, bathrooms,
nothing. Did you see me dribble on myself, Emma?
No.
I just dribbled on myself.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Is coffee that important to drink during such a show when thousands of viewers are watching?
Thousands of
millions
of fans.
So, the good thing is, you're not maintaining it. Now, another thing, do they hang around, these tenants, or are they in and out in 3 months?
Well, that's the other thing. There's quite a high turnover rate, but also you can lock in people that you don't hear again for another 5 years. So there's two sides of the coin, definitely. I think for the most part, a lot of them are long term, but there's a high proportion of people that are moving, have got different things that they require storage for. So there's lots of interest in short-term leases and licenses as well.
So how long, if you had to put an average, so if someone bought a storage unit for 120K, what would they expect? How much vacancy would they expect over the year?
Not much. I'd say a couple of weeks from first of all, getting your agent to help find you a tenant, unless you're doing it yourself. So I'd say over a 12-month period, you're probably getting 2 weeks of vacancy, maybe 3 to 4, depending on location and price that you're advertising at.
Sounds like a residential unit type of vacancy.
Yep. It's not bad though, is it?
It's pretty good. So, all right. Hopefully we've helped everyone out today a little bit with storage. If anyone's got any questions, shoot them at us. We're here to help. But definitely what we've learned today, the nuggets out of today, storage units do make capital growth. Myth bust. That's one myth busted. Storage units do rent out long term. That's another myth busted.
Yep.
Don't forget that you're not maintaining the storage unit, like carpet, kitchen, paint, bathroom renovations, none of that. So they're very low maintenance investments.
Yep. Fees are very low.
One thing I just want to mention, about when you say fees, council, you got no water rates, and council and strata are very low. So one of the facilities we're doing at the moment, I think it's $900 a year for strata rates. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So that's low as well. Any other myths that we've busted today?
What myths have we busted?
They clean your home up. They make your husband or wife happy by getting your stuff out of the house. Can you run a business from a storage unit?
You absolutely can. There's actually, and I'd love to have got that up now. I'm going to see if I can find it. I know we're going to can it in a moment, Mark, but there was a great document that we got that shows all of the different purposes and usages that you can get out of your storage unit. So what I might do is bring that up and tag it to the post. So if you are having a look and you're wondering what you can do out of a storage unit, when we get this post up later, I'll get that photo in there. That is, I think it's just from the Northern Beaches Council, Mark, if you can remember.
Yep.
It
is.
Yeah.
We'll whack that up for our friends So you can have it for business purposes, but retailing from it, like having 20 customers a day coming in, 20 customers a day leaving, you may find it a little bit hard. But it's not just specifically for, or it is just specifically for storage, but that's very open ended as well. So, you know, carpenters, electricians, air conditioning people, they've got often these guys they're on site in people's homes all day, every day, but they need a base. You know, they need somewhere to go to leave the aircon units and have the tools, and the tools they're not always using. Easy access. They don't want to go and climb into the roof of their attic of their home to get out the tool that they wanted. Car enthusiasts. There's just so many uses for it. So, guys and girls, hopefully we've taught you a little bit, and everyone's learned a little bit about storage today. Anything else we've got to add, buddy?
No, I think we're good. It's just I'm just most fascinated by the capital growth rates when you look at it. I'm just going to revise it quickly for everyone. Over a 3-year purchase, 22%. Over a 3-year purchase, 36%. Over a 3.5-year, 46%. So the capital growth rates are very variable, but there's definitely some evidence and backing to the conversation we had the other day, Mark, about property doubling in 10 years. It's almost going to show. 4 years, 46%. It's creeping up to those same ways. I know we're talking about two very different ball games, but yeah, they're all correlating together in the same way. So yeah, hope it's been helpful for guys this morning.
Bottom line, storage makes money and takes away stress.
Sure it does. Makes your life easier.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks, guys. Plenty of storage in the Northern Beaches. Give us a call.
Yeah, call us if you need to buy it, rent it, call us.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Is that sticking now?
Yeah, I like it.
What does that mean? James, I get to call you. Thanks, Mark.
Jimmy's better than James. See you, mate.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Take care.